Hello?
Yeah.
All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome to our Tuesday morning coffee chats. It's good to see so many of you down here. How's that?
That's good.
Too loud? Okay, I'll turn it down a little bit. There. How's that? Is that good? Okay. All right, first of all, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who stopped by and got an ice cream treat from me and Linda outside. I know it was too hot to take the yogurt machine outside just with not high 90s. Nothing's gonna freeze out there, but I'm glad we were still able to hand out some treats to people. Today, I am not going to do yard games because once again, it is like 93 degrees outside and I don't need anybody, including myself, to fall over in the yard from heat exhaustion. So maybe we'll try again next week when it's not 93 or look to move it to the mornings or something so it's a little bit cooler for everybody because I know when it's high 90s, it's too much. Tomorrow morning at 10:30, Martha Gallagher will be back. She was the classically trained pianist. She's Elaine Gallagher's daughter. So she's going to be back 10:30 tomorrow morning in the East Lobby for about 45 minutes, an hour. She's going to do some more classical composed pieces. Thursday is our National Iced Tea Day. So I'm going to be out on the west veranda, which is the patio out there, from 3 to 4 p.m. with some iced tea and a treat. So you can stop by and grab a cup of iced tea and some treat to go, or if you want to stay and hang out, totally fine as well. And then Monday is National Strawberry Shortcake Day, so I'm going to be on the east veranda this time. I'm trying to mix up some locations so it's not always right here in the middle of the sun. From 1 to 2 p.m. on Monday, and we're going to have strawberry shortcake in a cup. So stop by and grab that for me as well. I also wanted to remind everybody, I'll remind you on Tuesday, but next week, Tuesday, is birthday night. So we're going to have the Plymouth Rockers come, and they're like a big choir who sings, so they will be here. I believe they start at 3:30 on Tuesday next week. On the lawn. On the lawn. It's kind of like in this side corner. And then I also just want to say that I have gotten a few calls and some people are concerned that maybe some of our gardens aren't being taken care of, but I just want to assure everybody that all gardens have a gardener here. And so I know it's been hot, so maybe people haven't been out as often as they would like to water, but everybody has a garden. Every garden has a gardener, I should say. And some people are waiting until fall to plant some bulbs, so that's maybe why you don't think they're quite as nice, but I just want to keep everybody up to date and say that I appreciated everybody's concern. And then I also want to say thank you to everybody who's told me about their activities that they want in the calendar for next month. This is also your friendly reminder. If you haven't told me about your activity that you want, let me know so I can put it in there. And then finally, I just wanted to draw attention to our East and West galleries because now we have artwork up in there. So if you haven't had a chance yet to go and take a peek because we have some really beautiful artwork that's up there. Does anybody have any questions for me?
I have a question.
Yes.
As far as the, tomorrow is it that we're going to be on the west deck? Yeah? It's going to be
Thursday.
Thursday. It's going to be really, really hot out there.
Well, I was like, I also can just bring it into the lobby if people want, because I'll just be in the back end, and you don't have to stay at all. If you just want to grab something and go, that's totally fine as well.
Yeah, because it's going to be majorly hot on the west side of the
Right, yes, yes.
Can you tell them what we're doing with that?
Oh, also, I was like, if anybody misses it or they want to rewatch, Roger has been recording, and so Jessica is still playing it on 991 at the normal times. So Thursday at 9 and 11 and Fridays at 1, if you wanted to remember what we talked about here, it will be playing. All right, Jeff.
Good morning.
Morning.
I see that we've got the calendar helping us plan some of our activities around here. National Iced Tea Day, National Strawberry Shortcake Day. Let's not forget National Bosses Day.
Why?
Hold on. Hi, Jessica. You're on Coffee Chat. I'll call you back. I'll boot it up. Thank you. Yep. Okay. Imagine you have two numbers on a piece of paper. 5, then a space, then 4. I want you to add a mathematical symbol that the result is between 4 and 6.
Decimal point.
Does anyone besides John have an answer? Please, anyone.
Jeff needs
Does
help.
anyone want to say decimal? Please. I do not want to admit that John is right. Yes, decimal point. Okay, I want to thank everyone for having your air conditioning on for your housekeepers. I know that there are a lot of people here that like their apartments warm. And when you're vacuuming and you're working in there, it can be really, really difficult. So know when your housekeeper's coming, and then please turn the air conditioning on. From an efficiency standpoint, if your apartment is really, really humid, the vacuum cleaner is not going to work that well. So, on air conditioning, I wanted to tell you, we have wall unit air conditioners in the east building. What COVID did for appliances is they closed so many factories because they didn't, please silence all cell phones, pagers, personal communication devices. It closed all the factories, so there's a huge shortage. And now they're making the highest selling appliances, but we've had refrigerators on order for 2 months. And we got a call last night and they said, we came up with one air conditioner. We've got 5 or 6 back order. They're gonna send us one refrigerator today. So, strange. Our second potential van driver crapped out on us. So, I think I was so nice he thought I was being fakey. So I'm going to give the next one a lot of hell and see if that killing him with kindness isn't working, Gene. So having said that, we're fine for June. I do have another interview tomorrow in the afternoon, 1:10. For July, June, there's no excursions. It's just the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday routes. So hopefully we can get this. The good thing about the candidate tomorrow, they have a driver's license. A CDL driver's license. They can drive the van right away. They don't have to take a test. They can get started. Do you folks think that lowly of me?
No comment.
No comment. Wow, you're fitting right in here, aren't you? Okay. The other thing is, it's interesting. This is a sign of the times as well. We're renting apartments very, very rapidly. We are very, very impressed with the type of person we're getting. They fit our demographic for the most part perfectly. They're active, they're young. The thing that will end up nipping us in the butt a little bit is a lack of garages. When we're out promoting, trying to attract young, active, independent people, most of them drive. And then we have to put them on a wait list for a garage, and that can be a deal breaker for some. One of our deals we have been making, people will say, I have a house to sell. This has happened 3 times. I'm not sure when I want to sell it. I don't want to, our policy for all you folks was we'll hold the apartment for 60 days. And then you start paying rent on the 61st day. Well, what we've said is we'll hold the apartment for 90 days. Just to get their name on the dotted line and do all that stuff. They go, okay. They call their realtor, and they call the next week, and they said, we had 13 offers on our house. We sold it. The one we took was way higher than we were asking. We need to move in 2 weeks. So the point I want to make is the houses are selling, and I think we're doing it the right way. Does anyone have any questions on anything? Yeah.
I called the Star and Tribune about that delivery of papers.
Yep.
And their policy is they will not deliver them to the apartments.
Thank you, Jan. Jan Bergerson is saying that before the pandemic, Star Tribune was delivering papers, if you were a subscriber, dropping it at your door. Am I right on that?
Yes.
Well, once the pandemic started, we didn't want them in the building, so we just had them drop them off at the table. Quite honestly, I think the carriers like that because they can get it done a lot quicker. And I can see where it's difficult to get carriers. So I'm guessing the Star Tribune said that will work. But it's not too difficult to get your news on the internet either. So I think the Star Tribune is, quite honestly, is a dying business. But long story short, you're going to have to come down to the lobby and get your paper if you continue to subscribe. And I don't mean to bash the Star Tribune, it's a good paper. Max?
I'm wondering, Jeff, I mentioned this to you once. Looking out of our windows, we are looking at a lot of dead, well, it sort of looks like a yard waste.
Yep.
It is, can we get some of that cleaned out anyway? It really is ugly.
The question is to remove some of the branches and stuff from the west side of the west building. Resident council brought that up. I should mention that. If you have concerns, put them in the comment box. What's it called? I don't
Suggestion.
Suggestion box. There's one in each building. And this was a suggestion that we discussed at years ago. We talked to the owner about cleaning up some of those woods over there. He didn't want to do it because he said, if you get that nice and manicured, you'll have people traipsing through all the time. I liked that suggestion then. I don't know why there, once summer comes and it's completely grown over, you won't see that.
I see.
We see it.
Then I'll talk to our lawn people. I know that there's a few branches laying around. I can tell you this, Max, we're not going to clean it completely because that's something that he said 25 years ago still holds true today. But having said that, if we can clean it up so that you shouldn't have to feel icky when you look out your window.
It really does need to be cleaned up on the building side back there. There's dead stuff there.
Yep, that's what we're talking about.
Not up high? I thought you were talking about up high.
In the woods.
No, on the ground, in the woods.
No, the woods right next to the building. I walk my dog down there, and there are dead branches.
The arborvitae's
Pardon?
on the west side of the west building,
No. Yeah, the west.
where the arborvitae's are.
Yeah,
Okay,
and that's just a mess. It doesn't look very.
we just took a couple dead trees out of there and had them go through.
Yeah, they took the trees out, they didn't take the dead branches.
All right,
The stumps.
It needs it, it looks kind of growing.
thanks. Eunice?
Why is the dining room closed on Tuesdays and Thursdays?
The dining room is closed on, thank you, Eunice, on Tuesdays and Thursdays because we're having 4 and 5 customers there. And we're trying to decide if people, the numbers as a whole are not great for our food service. We get that. How would people feel if we discontinued the free delivery? I think there's a school of thought out there that the people, I believe there's a number of people that have started using the dining room because of the free delivery. So I don't want to, I think to just promote the in-dining space would cannibalize sales as a whole in the dining room. We've also thought of trying to think of ways to incent people to use the dining room. And it probably was a mistake to close it 2 days a week because there again, we've gotten a lot of feedback on that. So, Levon, did you have something on that?
Do you think it would help to say that you can have more than 2 people at a table?
Of course.
We got 4.
We have 4.
That should, we didn't address that, but that should be taken care of with ever since the mask mandate's been lifted.
But it hasn't fit.
Exactly. That's another, communication hasn't been good on that point. There's also a frustrating thing for me lately, and I don't mean to digress, I can get back to that, is people say, I didn't know about that, or I didn't know about that. They didn't know about food service. Well, sorry, it's been on 991. We've been sending out a weekly brochure in your box. Do we have to do more than that to communicate? I get it, people see things all the time and don't read them and all that stuff, but that's neither here nor there. That's my frustration.
Jeff,
Yep,
going back to the dining room,
yep,
one of my observations is looking at our calendar and the meals that we wanted to take in the dining room happened to be on a Thursday or something, so now we're looking. The thing of it is, I can't eat some of those foods. I mean, they're not something I'm going to eat, and so I think you would get more I bet you on Turkey Day,
Yep.
which is a Thursday, you would have had a house full.
and that is a great point. It's,
I didn't hear what she said.
I'll tell you, originally, we opened the dining room, right? 2 days a week. And we said, until we get our pins under us and get the service in order, let's have our lesser attended meals on the days we're open, Monday, Wednesday. So we planned the menu accordingly. Well, now that we've opened it up, we're finding we're not getting near the participation that we need, and we're sitting here, we should have opened Tuesday, Thursday. Because Tuesdays and Thursdays were the days that we were gonna have our big sellers. How do we fix that? We'll fix that. We're gonna struggle in June, and July we'll get it all corrected.
I still think you can have it open 4 days a week, because I remember back 5 years ago, 10 years, I've been here 10 years, whatever, and there were days when we only had 3, 4, 6 down there, you had 1 table. So that's been going on forever, you know, having
Yep.
a low number of people attending. But you had massive days when that dining room was full.
Exactly.
And I think somehow we need to get back to that, because that's part of why we're here,
Absolutely. No argument there.
so.
Yep.
What did you say? Did this start immediately?
What?
No dinner in the dining room tonight?
Right. Bev. Yeah.
Is it possible to have once a week the dining room open later than 5 o'clock?
Is it possible to have the dining room open later once a week? Because our kids are so young, we can't be past 7. There again, when you hear a good idea, that's a good idea.
Well, I have a lot of people that I would like to
Yep.
invite, but they
You don't have to sell it anymore. I think that's a great idea. One day a week, be open a little bit later, so you can invite guests. Would that be a Thursday? My reasoning is on Thursday, that's usually, well, because in college, Thursday was a big drinking night. Because it was before the weekend, but point being, families and stuff, I think Thursday might be a good day. But excellent point, thank you. Barbara?
Jeff, can you go over the sign up for meals? In the past, a lot of us had the habit, we don't sign up until the day of the meal that we're going to go to. And can we still do it over the phone, or do we have to come down and sign up?
Do you know the answer to that question?
If I knew the answer, I wouldn't have asked it.
I tried to call an order for a delivery, and they told me I had to sign up downstairs. The recorded message said I had
Okay.
to sign up downstairs.
Thank you. I thought the calling was cumbersome. To have to listen to that message and stuff. Let's stick with the sign up. Anyone? And guess what? If you don't sign up, call. No, seriously. The preferred method of signing up is to go down to the library and sign your name. If you call the dining room and say, I'd like to eat dinner tonight, and they say, no, you have to go down to the library to sign up. That's not how it works. If someone wants to eat, it's past noon, you're out of luck. Nope, it doesn't work that way either. That food service operation of ours is a business that needs customers. And if we can't figure out a way to get someone a meal, even if you call at 5 o'clock, odds are we're going to have enough of what we advertised extra. But if we don't have that, it's, can I fry you an egg?
It's not going to get answered. The telephone will not be answered.
Okay, thank you. Sylvia says the telephone might not be answered.
Yes, she was.
Okay, then maybe we say, call the front desk and do that, and we put a walkie-talkie back in that kitchen, and we'll have the front desk call on a walkie-talkie. I mean, I've heard that before too, but we've got to figure out how to fix some of this stuff if it's going to get fixed. And sometimes it takes, it's 2021. We should be able to shoot an email or text her. Nope. Sometimes there's nothing like having someone walk back and talk to them. Anything else? Let's start with Max here.
Please just re-go over. Is it still only 4 people at a table max?
No. Whatever you want. As long as everyone's vaccinated, we're fine.
Got it. Thank you.
Food service is going to continue to wear masks, but we can, yep.
I have never talked with anybody when I've called down to make an order for lunch or dinner.
starts a recording.
Yep.
I'm always wondering if I'm going to get it or not, you know.
Yep. And we'll have a food service meeting tomorrow, but as I see it, if an advantage to having people come and sign up in the library is you don't get nearly as many phone calls. And so if you don't get those phone calls, if I'm sitting there and I'm going to let those calls go to voicemail because I know that they're reservations. If people are reserving down at the library, I'm much more apt to pick up the phone because it could be a question about some whatever. But we should be able to pick up the phone and talk.
Has anyone ever called and had a real person answer the phone?
Absolutely. We're picking nits at that point. I think I explained why it is the way it is, but no, we can go back. Recently, yeah, almost every call goes to voicemail. Problem, big problem, easy fix. Detail, get the mop out, clean it up, move on. Right?
I don't know.
Yep.
I've been here a year and I never have.
Thank you for coming when you came. This next year will be better.
You know, Jeff, the food in the dining room is by far better than what's delivered to you. It's been tasty, the kids have been wonderful, it's warm, it's just so much better. Why can't people understand that?
Convenience, habit. There's a number of reasons, but the elephant in the room, Barbara says the food is so much better out of the dining room than it is being delivered. Yep, but it hurts when you get 40, 50 people down in that dining room and that's the night you choose to hit a clinker in terms of food. And people come down and, oh, I'm not satisfied. I don't know if I'll come back. So it's all a huge puzzle that begins with good, consistent food.
Amen. That's a problem.
I'm not asking for questions next week. All right.
Is the dining room still limited to 50?
No. That's just like, we'll hold the apartment for 90 days. Capacity in the dining room is 4,000 people. All right, we'll accommodate whoever wants to come. What?
We've been down there last night, there were hardly any tables.
That will be fixed today.
What did she say?
We still have the configuration of when there were only 20 people allowed. Okay. A man and a woman are on their honeymoon after a long courtship and they decide to go for a little horseback ride up in the mountains, and the woman horse kind of stumbled. And the husband got off of his horse, went up and stood in front of the woman's horse and goes, "That's once." They got back on the horses, they went again. A little bit later, the woman's horse stumbles again. Guy gets off his horse, goes up, looks the woman's horse in the eye, says, "That's twice." They get back up, riding again. Sure enough, a little while later down the road, the woman's horse trips a third time. The husband gets out, goes and stands in front of the horse, pulls out a pistol, shoots it. Dead. Or he says, "That's 3 times," shoots it dead. His wife gets off, says, "What are you doing? Why did you kill that lovely animal?" Husband says, "That's once." Have a good week, everybody. Thanks for all your questions, really.